What is Dave Filoni's next step after directing episodes of The Mandalorian? My answer might surprise you, but first I want to say I'm Mike and welcome back to Star Wars Speculation, where we are building a community of creative people who love to share theories and speculation on upcoming Star Wars releases. So join our community today by answering the question of the day at the end of the video. So without a doubt, Dave Filoni is the most experienced Star Wars creator currently creating Star Wars media. His experience working directly with George Lucas on the Clone Wars and then continuing that into Star Wars Rebels means that he has created the most Star Wars content out of any creator to date. And now we see him taking on a supervising role with Resistance, as well as bringing back the Clone Wars, and even directing the upcoming episodes 1 and 5 of The Mandalorian. Transitioning from animation to live action is going to be a big step for Dave Filoni, but I think most of us fans have all the faith in the world in this guy. He just knows so much about Star Wars and was a direct apprentice to George Lucas. So then what is the next step for Dave Filoni? Should he be directing his own movie? Should he be taking over Lucasfilm, at least the creative side from Kathleen Kennedy? Although I think fans would be happy with both of those things happening, I think the next logical step here is that Dave Filoni gets away from episodic Star Wars and creates his own movie. Now, unfortunately, I don't think Lucasfilm or Disney is going to greenlight Filoni for his own feature film right away. But I think a baby step for Filoni would be creating an animation movie for the Disney streaming app. In a past video, I talked about how the Search for Ezra story could be broken down into several movies, and those movies could become a release event on the streaming app every couple months. And for me, this just seems like a win-win situation. Filoni gets to try out creating a movie instead of episodic-based Star Wars. The Disney streaming app gets great content, and us fans get what we want, that Search for Ezra animation story. Not to mention, it will allow Timothy Zahn to write his next novel about what happens to Thrawn and Ezra after Star Wars Rebels Season 4. Or maybe Dave Filoni wants to do an Ezra and Thrawn movie as well. At least we know that Timothy Zahn wants to write that book, and we know Filoni loves those characters and would like to do that story. But what exactly would be up next for Filoni after doing an animation movie? Again, I know many fans would like Filoni to jump right into creating his own big screen movie, but I think it makes a lot more sense for him to be brought along by someone like Rian Johnson. Perhaps Filoni could be a second unit director on a Rian Johnson trilogy movie, and I think this could actually happen because Filoni and Rian seem to have a great relationship. A few months ago, Rian Johnson suggested on Twitter that he watched the Mortis arc of the Clone Wars because Dave Filoni suggested it. So I think there's a mutual respect there between Rian and Filoni, and therefore they would probably do a really good job working together. And then moving on from that, it would be great to see Filoni develop his own script for a big screen movie. I mean, personally, I'd really like to see something during the original trilogy era. I mean, Dave knows Star Wars so well, he knows that DNA, he was the apprentice to George Lucas, so if anybody's going to play in that original trilogy era, I really think it ought to be Dave Filoni. I mean, I think it's absolutely insane that we aren't playing more in that original trilogy era as it is. I mean, I totally understand and get the fact that Star Wars has to grow beyond the original trilogy, but that doesn't mean we have to leave it behind. And Dave Filoni would be an awesome person to tell some stories during the original trilogy. So what do you think about today's speculation? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, answer today's question of the day, which is, what do you think Dave Filoni's next project will be after directing The Mandalorian and publishing The Clone Wars Season 7? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching Star Wars Speculation, your home for serious speculation that shouldn't be taken too seriously. And as always, may the Force be with you.